Welcome back to the Handyman. It's the #1 home improvement show on YouTube. Drinking a green tea latte. I'm trying to appeal more to the hipster crowd. You know, the guys that usually have the man buns and like a scarf and pants that don't go down all the way. You're probably not here to hear about that. You hear about the oven, the built-in oven cabinet. It's got to be massive, massively strong. The directions are as confusing as you can imagine. It's for several different types of ovens, single ovens, under cabinet ovens, or under counter ovens that are built into a cabinet. But I think I have it figured out. It must support 375 pounds. That's some serious poundage. A lot of the factory built double oven cabinets have to be modified. That's what I'm more familiar with, is putting reinforcing framing underneath it and also adjusting the size by actually cutting it. Yes, cutting it, laying it down, cutting it out to the perfect size on the job site. But I'm going to build it. I'm going to build it. This is what it's got to look like. Right there. Got to get a handyman fire going first. Get this heat soaked. Get these rotors. Woo, that's hot. Get those rotors nice and heat soaked. This is a double wall ceiling. So there's double wall on the sides. That this motor here, this is a squirrel fan meant for a gas fireplace that you'd have in your house. Well, it blows underneath it, so the bottom is also double walled. Actually, it's triple walled because I have this door here that folds down to catch all the ashes. Blows underneath it, blows up the sides, and blows across the top. And right down here, I've got ports that blow hot air out. I got to come up with a better system for the gasket, but it's not that efficient anyway, so I just go with it. Nails and everything, paint, yes, some good old-fashioned lead paint. Just put that right on into the fire. I'm probably due to replace the chimney. That is, God, I've been using that chimney for several years. It's easier and quicker to replace it rather than clean it. So what I do is just kind of hold this gasket up here, and it's got a little lever here for the dampener and or to close down the, I guess you call that the flue. And this here is an air control, but doesn't really matter about the air control since the gasket isn't 100% sealed. That's how I heat the workshop. I do have an electric 220 heater in the other room next door that's kind of my paint room. So, and that room is much smaller, so it's real easy to heat up with the electric heater. This here is the diagram. There's several of these for different ovens on this schematic here, but this is the one that I'm focusing on. And you can see how I'm going to build this in 3 different parts. The base, the cabinet that houses the oven, and then the cabinet that goes all the way to the ceiling. 2 face frames. The main face frame, in this one it's shaded, but on mine it's going to go down and wrap around this drawer face here, or the drawer frame. We'll build that drawer at a later time. You know, 1, 2, 3 boxes. The most important box is this bottom one here, because it says in these notes that it has to support 375 pounds, and it has directions on how to reinforce the factory ones. We won't have to worry about that. I want to keep this thing as shallow as possible. I don't want to build it an extra inch into the kitchen unless I have to. So this thing here is telling me the cutout depth from the face frame to the back of the cabinet is 23.5 inches. So hopefully my math is right, but 20 1/8 inch tall by 23 3/4 inch wide is what this 3/4 inch piece of plywood needs to be, and I need 2 of them, and then I will notch the toe kick out. pretty happy with how it's turning out so far. Out of an entire 3/4 inch thick 4x8 sheet of plywood, this is my scrap. It's not too bad. So I've got the sides built, I've got the top and the base of the next cabinet. So this one is the top of this bottom cabinet. This is the base of the actual housing of the oven. Those are the two sides over there for here. So I got to cut a back and I need to get a top for the oven section. And then on top of all that will be a completely standalone cabinet that will not be, the face frame won't be part of this. It'll be its own cabinet. Lots more cutting to do. A lot of times you run out of room when you're building cabinets. You got to move things around, and your workspace and your storage space gets smaller and smaller and smaller.